Hi, it's Tim from Toy Tinker Tim, and despite looks, what I have here is a very rare figure in the production of the Major Matt Mason line of toys from Mattel. So it's not just the way the details or elements are painted on this figure compared to later versions, but this figure is one of the very few that are still around that are in that very first generation Major Matt Mason. This figure was cast in an all-white plastisol, and plastisol is that rubbery-like material that the figures are made out of. So the black billows at the shoulders, the knees, elbows, etc., all of that are painted black on top of the white. Mattel changed this out shortly after the toy line launched, because of black paint wearing off quickly at these areas on the figures. The figure, though, has a lot of problems, but because of this unique rarity, it's a great figure for restoration and repairs. Essentially, every wire joint on this figure is broken, except for one elbow wire that's not broken. And that's why he's frozen in this T-type pose, and why there's this springy action when you move his legs and arms. When you look at other Major Matt Mason figures, you'll see spots where the white paint is missing, and there's these black spots on the figure itself, which is one big identifier that you'll tell that the figure was in the black cast plastisol painted white. So despite the slight paint loss on this figure, it's really not as bad as the figures that I've seen that are cast in the black plastisol with the white paint missing in large sections. The bigger issue next to the broken wires is the damage to the figure. At the front, near where the neck collar for the space helmet is, there are some chunks gone. There's like grooves of the material that's been carved out. And taking a look at the head, the tip of the nose is gone. The side of the bridge of the nose is gashed into. And there's also some deep cuts into the head's cheekbone area. The body is going to need some really extensive work, so that will be a separate episode. In this episode, I'm going to show my process for the repair on the figure's head sculpt. This super rare figure is almost a little bit of a toy history. It's a very rare figure to come across. And to me, the wear and tear, the broken joints and wiring in it just shows it was heavily loved and played with. So the head sculpt is cleaned up. The rubbing alcohol not only cleans, but it also helps prep the surface for these next steps as I make the repairs. So I'm using the white plastic eraser as the repair type filler material. I've got one of these pencil-sized sticks, or you can use the more common rectangular block erasers. And then I'll be attaching those little bits of the eraser piece to the head with a super glue gel. So just a safety tip again, I've shared this before, but I store blades in my knife, so I keep the point down until I'm going to use it so I don't accidentally stab my hand. You can see a little better here how the nose bridge is gashed. So I'm going to be feeding some of the super glue into there to reattach and seal the spot. Here I've glued a small bit of the eraser material into the area of the missing nose. I'll shape, sand, and form this with this 3000 grit sandpaper. It works pretty quickly to sand, so go lightly and check your progress frequently. And now I'm basically repeating the repair process from the nose over those cheek gashes and sanding as well. So I've mixed and used acrylic paints to tint the patch areas to try and blend them in as best I can. So while in this episode I'm focusing on this part of the figure for repair, I thought it'd be interesting to see some of the variations in the head sculpt of Major Matt Mason. The one that I've just repaired in this episode has the arrows pointing to it. Got lots of different colors and the sizes as well. So just a final view here of the head after the repairs and the touch-up paint, both touching up for where the repair was for the eraser fill, but a little bit on the hairline, the eyebrow as well. There's been a sealer put on to help prevent any additional rubs and wear to that paint here in the future. It turned out okay. I think it'll be good here, and we'll get to rejoin the head with the figure. Just taking a look again at the figure and the before condition here with material gone, kind of torn out from the figure. There's some stains and marks on the figure itself too. And then of course the biggest part of it is the broken wires within the figure too here that will be a project. There's different areas where plastisol material has gotten torn or worn off, so it'll be a full episode just on that. But as always, thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and if you want to play a bigger role in things, check out the memberships where you'll get behind the scenes information, new episodes, things in the works, and I'll also include some freebie downloads here and there, and so that's always changing and evolving. It's never the same thing, just week to week or month to month. Check it out, and thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to share with your friends, fellow collectors, and on your favorite social media. All right, thanks.